Well, the Australian Manufacturers Workers Union has called on the federal government to remove the Union Jack from the Australian flag, calling it a symbol of oppression and colonialism which should be stripped from public life. Well, joining us to discuss this on The Debrief today, Lindsay Kirkwood from the Wine Chats podcast in Brisbane and journalist James Lake from SCA News in Melbourne. Lindsay, I will go to you first. Look, the government is saying it's not considering any changes with this. Labor saying they're not really interested in the debate on this one. But what are your thoughts? Is it time for an update? Does it reflect sort of society now in 2026 at large?
I don't think so. And for me personally, it falls in the same boat as the whole changing the anthem. It speaks our history, right? It tells the story. And I don't know, maybe I've been watching too much Outlander, but the way countries were created, wars happen, battles happen, bad things happen. So I understand that some of the symbols could be unsettling for some, but we need to just, the biggest thing is we recognize them, we apologize for them, and we just appreciate that the country is what it's become and enjoy it.
Yeah, James, I'll go to you. Look, I mean, obviously this union is particularly influential. They're saying that they'll probably bring it up. There's a big conference on Thursday next week where Labor really sets a lot of policy. What do you think? Is it something that they can avoid?
Yeah, look, it's interesting. You're right. It is controversial, but I wonder if the union might be a bit out of touch at the moment. I don't think this is something that is front of mind and a big concern for Australians right now when there's a housing crisis, there's a cost of living crisis, there's a lot of people who can't either put food on the table or find a place to live or even pay their power bills. I don't think this is what Australians are worried about right this minute.
Okay, well, let's move on, because something a lot of people obviously are worried about in the current state of play is their balance with work and life. Working from home, of course, that's really a trend that has continued to be part of our lives. But there's a new trend called microshifting, and that allows employees to sort of spread out over an 8-hour shift work in between non-work activities. Lindsay, do you think this is fair to people who have to work with microshifters but work 9 to 5 because, you know, they might be on their so-called off hour when you need to speak to them?
Yeah, look, this is a tough one because I think it's a case by case as well. Not every employee is going to fit the bill for this. I think it's a lot of trial and error, but I do really think it's kind of like a happy wife, happy life situation. If the employee is happy and able to organize their day and structure their day in a professional manner where they're able to be professional and productive, they're going to get more out of them as the employer is going to get more out of them, right? So I think it definitely has its benefits.
But James, I mean, obviously it could open up the door to a bit of bludging too, couldn't it? I mean, there's a few pitfalls with this potential micro-shifting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very difficult, I suppose, for managers to manage, and it would all depend on the circumstances of the size of the company, the trust relationship between the employee and the manager. Certainly something, though, that would have existed for a long time already if you manage a small business. I imagine this is the only way small businesses can run, by managers having to do things at all times of day and night to make it work.
Yes, well, a lot of workers feel like they're also doing things all times, day and night now in this economy that we live in. Look, a really important topic just to round things off today, and I feel like, you know, we'd be amiss not to tackle this one. We're, of course, known as a nation of pie lovers, but we've got some new research out. It's revealed we're actually not united when it comes to how we all eat them. Now, half of us eat them with our hands, apparently. Almost 40% use a knife and fork, which is very delicate. But when it comes to adding the sauce, the majority of people say they're putting it on top, just straight out if they do have sauce. But almost 15% lift the lid and mix it in with a filling. And I am proud to say I'm one of the 15%. Lindsay, will you join me? It's a really delicate way to do it. Trust me, then you don't get sauce on your face.
100%. And do you know what? My 8-year-old actually taught me this trick. Genius. I'm embarrassed to say I have been in this lovely country for over 21 years, and I did not know that that was the way to do it. So my mind's blown. I won't eat a pie any other way. And Sally, I'm right there with you. I've got you.
I feel like this actually was something that's born in the schoolyard, the whole sauce under the lid, so to speak. James, where do you sit with this? Are you a non-knife and fork, straight down, sauce on the top kind of guy?
No, 100%. I love opening the lid up. It lets it cool down. You can enjoy the lid of the pie separately and then put the sauce in and eat the filling. And the stats from this survey from Ferguson Blair, they surveyed double the people that answer a poll about politics, right? So it must be so accurate. And people also like digging into a sausage roll and a pasty with their pies. I personally need to have a sausage roll with my pie.
Well, there you go. See, I always said that about you. You're a man of many delights, and I love the fact you even went into exactly how many people took part in this very important pie survey for our nation. Lindsay, James, enjoy the pie.
You
Thank
too,
you.
Sally.
All right.